Did you know that products with at least 5 reviews are 270% more likely to be purchased than products with no reviews? But here's the problem. How are you supposed to get reviews on your newly published book if no one is buying your book? Especially if you're a brand new publisher with no social media following and no email list. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get real ethical reviews that boost your book's credibility and drive more sales. But be careful. Many new publishers unknowingly use a strategy that can get their account banned. Stick around until the end to learn what to avoid and to discover one overlooked strategy that can get you hundreds of ethical reviews for your books. Now, the first one is the easiest one, and that is to just simply ask for a review inside your book at the end. All you need to do is write a little note that says, "Thank you so much for reading. If you enjoyed this book, I'd really love it if you could leave a 30-second review on Amazon." That's it. You'd be surprised at how effective this can be, because oftentimes people just aren't thinking about leaving a reviews, but if they're reminded, they're a lot more likely to actually do it. If your book is an ebook, you can actually make this a clickable link that will take the person directly to the review page. I'm almost never thinking about leaving a review on a book, but if I'm reading an ebook especially and I get to that last page and there's a link taking me directly to the review page, if I've enjoyed the book, I will click on it and leave a review because it's been made easy for me. And if your book is a physical book, you can use a QR code to make it just as easy and have that QR code linked directly to the review page. Next up is to distribute an ARC, or an advanced review copy of your book. Now, even if you don't have a social media following or an email list, you can still do this. It can be as simple as reaching out to family and friends and asking them if they have anyone in their wider network who fits into your target audience and might be interested in receiving a free copy of your book. You can join relevant Facebook groups and ask people in those groups if they would like a free copy of your book. You can also do this on sites like Goodreads. You can even reach out to influencers and online personalities in the niche that you're publishing in, and you can reach out to them and ask them if they would be willing to receive a free digital copy of your book and potentially leave a review as well. I've seen this work really well in the coloring book space. So there are quite a number of YouTube channels where the whole purpose of their channel is literally just trying out different coloring books. Now, the cool thing about the strategy of reaching out to influencers in your space is that if they like your book and they want to promote that book on their channel, not only are they going to introduce your book to a wider audience, which will be great for you, but oftentimes those influencers, they'll be Amazon affiliates. So they can put a link to your book in their YouTube video, and if anyone who's watching the video also wants to purchase your coloring book, they can click on that link, and the person who did the review, the owner of that YouTube channel, they're actually going to make a commission off of that. So it's kind of a win-win for everyone all around. Now, when you're distributing your ARC copies, these can just be digital versions of your book, and you want to distribute them a couple of weeks before your book is set to go live. That way, on the day it goes live, you can send out the reminder to all the people that have those free copies of your book to leave a review, and that will give you a really great boost right on day one. You really want to see if you can get as many reviews as you can within that first 7-day period. Now, one important thing to remember when you're handing out ARC copies of your book is that you have to make it clear that leaving a review is not required of them. It's actually against Amazon's terms of service to give someone an ARC copy in exchange for a positive review. You can still ask them for the review if you've given them that ARC copy. You just have to make it clear that it's not required of them in order to receive that free copy. Now, when I first started publishing, I basically was starting from scratch, and I had no one in my wider network that really would have been interested in the types of books that I was publishing. My research had led me into some really kind of weird and wacky niches, and so I didn't really have anyone that was interested in any of those niches that I was publishing in. Yet after a few months, I was able to start generating dozens of reviews on my books. So how did I do that? I started an email list. So to do that, create a very simple lead magnet. It can be as simple as just a 1-page PDF of something that your reader is going to find valuable. So just as an example, my first set of books were recipe books, and I just created a very simple, I believe the first lead magnet I ever created was a 10 favorite smoothies recipe PDF. That was really easy to put together, and I just had a link to that inside my book. People that were interested in that freebie could download it, then they were on my email list, and then I had direct communication with them. I did the same thing with all of my fiction books that I published. Now, once you start building up that email list, when it comes time to publish a new book, now you've got people that you can communicate directly with and offer them an art copy of your book. With my fiction books especially, within 2 or 3 months, I had probably about 1,000 people on my email list. This one particular pen name I had come up with had really started to take off. And I probably had about 10 or 15 people on my art team. So whenever I published a new book, I was able to send this art team an advanced copy of my book. And then on publish day, I was able to generate anywhere from between 5, 10, or 15 reviews, even just in that first day. And that really helped me to drive sales moving forward. Now, building an email list can be slow going. That's okay. Don't skip this step, because over time, at the end of 6 months or at the end of a year, that list is going to be sizable enough where you probably can get those first 5 or 10 or maybe even 15 reviews or more within that first day or 7 days of your book launch. So do not skip this step. Start your email list and just keep on building it, and it will grow over time. So how many reviews should you actually be aiming for when you publish a book? Now, we'll get there in a second, but first I want to talk about an often overlooked way to get ethical reviews, and that's by using a review platform. Now, I have to admit that I've never actually used a review platform. Some of my students have, and they've had some really good results, and some of the people that I actually follow here on YouTube have used them and have had positive experiences as well. Now, you might be wondering if this type of a platform is allowed by Amazon, and I don't blame you for wondering that, but they don't actually go against Amazon's terms of service. Now, Amazon is very strict about disallowing review swaps. And the reason for that, obviously, is that it's pretty much impossible to leave an unbiased review when you are swapping a book with another author and you both kind of expect one another to leave a positive review. So the way these platforms work is that the users are essentially anonymous. So if I receive a book to review and I don't think it's worth 5 stars, I can just go ahead and leave my 4, 3, 2, or even 1-star review without feeling like the person whose book I'm reviewing is going to know that I'm the one leaving that review. So there isn't really that major incentive to leave a biased review just because you're afraid that your own book is going to get a negative review. Now, some people are still uncomfortable using this type of review platform, and if you're one of them, you don't have to use it. As I said, I've actually not used one of these platforms before, so I can't really give you my own personal experience of it, just that I know people who have used them and have been satisfied with the service. If you want to check one of them out, there is Book Bounty. If you're a children's book or you're a low content book publisher, you can check out Gemsy, which is specifically tailored towards low content book and children's books. Now, these services, of course, are not free. I believe Gemsy is about $19.99 a month, and you can get unlimited reviews for your books. And that's how I've seen publishers get dozens or sometimes even hundreds of reviews just for one single book. Okay, so how many reviews do you actually need on a book in order to see a material difference in sales? Now, according to data compiled by book publishers, indie authors, book marketers, and other experts, all rounded up by ChatGPT for me, here's the breakdown. So the minimum number of reviews you want just to build trust in your product is around 10 to 20 reviews. To start gaining some traction in the algorithm, you want to shoot for about 25 to 50 reviews. And for real authority and scaling sales dramatically, you want to aim for about 100+ reviews. Now, when you go about collecting reviews for your brand new book, there's definitely a few things that you want to avoid, especially if you don't want to get your book or even your KDP account banned. But before we get into that, if you're enjoying this video and finding it useful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. That's just going to help push this video out to even more people that might find it useful. I also want to give you an invitation to my free upcoming live masterclass, Publish and Profit, where I'm going to teach you how to generate passive income every single month by selling low content books on Amazon KDP. I've left a link to that down in the description, so you can go ahead and get on the wait list, and I will give you a shout when I've got the final day and time ironed out. So the first thing to avoid, and we've already mentioned it, is offering an ARC in exchange for a review. It's okay to offer the ARC, it's okay to ask for a review, but you cannot say, I will give you a free copy of my book if you give me a positive review. That's not allowed. You also can't ask for a review in exchange for some sort of compensation. So this could be in exchange for a discount or a refund or some sort of a gift card, money, or some sort of gift. Also disallowed are review swaps, which we also talked about earlier. Those types of reviews are always going to be biased because you are in direct contact with the person who is reviewing your book and vice versa, and so both of you are incentivized to give a positive review. Finally, you can't ask for a review from family, friends, colleagues, employers, and you also can't leave a review on a competitor's product either. So avoid all of those particular scenarios when you're generating reviews for your book. Now, I've got a video coming out next week where I'm gonna be dissecting a particular low content book brand that's making over $3,000 a day, and I'm gonna show you how you can create a similar type of book. And if you wanna learn about 3 really big money, low content book brands that you've probably never even heard of, definitely didn't think to create, then check out this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.